wanted to give you a quick update. Over the last sort of 3-4 days, I have been experiencing like really bad cramps in like my pelvic area and also my back. Like my back is so painful towards the bottom, and it kind of feels like period pains, but it doesn't at the same time. It does feel different. Yesterday I was experiencing like really sharp stabbing pains rather than cramps, and it was really painful. Like it was hurting most of the day yesterday, and it just felt like I was literally just getting stabbed in my pelvic area. So I'm not really sure what that's about. I have had signs that I could be pregnant. I don't know if it's just because I'm like consciously thinking about it, but I've just had weird stuff happening to my body, and I've googled it, and then it said like, oh yeah, sign of pregnancy. But the thing is a lot of the symptoms for pregnancy is also the same symptoms as coming on your period, so it's so frustrating. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update. So I just started bleeding, and I've had literally the worst cramps all day, and now I'm pretty sure it's just my period. And I know you can get implantation bleeding, but it literally just feels like period pains, and I don't know. I'm just a bit upset right now because I feel like I was feeling so positive about it, and I didn't lie and come up the other day, and now I feel like I'm just at square one again. I think I might have had a chemical pregnancy. And I'm so heartbroken. And I'm not filming this for sympathy at all. But the whole purpose of this channel is to be real and to show you the truth. And the journey that you go through with infertility, it is fucking hard. I know I'm not alone. I know there's so many people out there that are going through the exact same thing. And you might be going through this right now too. So I know I'm helping people by making these videos, and that is why I'm gonna do it. I'm so sorry. I just thought for once that it might actually happen. And I know I was so lucky for it to have potentially worked for my first round, but I've just been sat here and I deserve it. I'm gonna come back to you guys in a few days once I feel a bit better and have a proper chat. Okay guys, so I've been experiencing a lot of pain, really bad stabbing pains, and I've had really abnormal bleeding, I've had really big blood clots, and I'm very concerned. I don't feel well at all, so I'm just taking a trip to the hospital to see what is going on. So we have been waiting for 6 hours at this point, and I have only had a blood test done. We got to the hospital at 4 p.m. this afternoon, and it is now 11:30 p.m. at night. The nurse has gone to go and get a doctor to examine me, but she has been gone for at least 30 minutes at this point. I have no idea what's going on, but I am so tired. I have literally just fallen asleep on the chair. I have just signed a discharge myself letter, just because I am so tired and I've absolutely had enough now, so yeah, we're going home. Okay guys, so it's been one hell of a week. I don't even know really where to begin. So I've obviously gone through my round of Clomid, and I'd had my 21-day blood test. I haven't actually even had the results for them yet. I don't really know what's going on. But basically, I will insert a picture here. I was getting faint lines on a pregnancy test. Well, on multiple pregnancy tests throughout the week. I left it about 2 days at a time and done another one. Every single one of them had faint lines. I don't know if you can see them that well on here, but there were faint lines on there. And basically, I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before because everything is just so blurred at the minute. I'm so tired. I've barely had any sleep. I'm so confused going on with my body. I'm basically just exhausted, but so yeah, either yesterday or the day before I done another pregnancy test and it was a very strong line. And the same day as I done it, I started bleeding. Please excuse how rough I look. I'm so tired. I was up at A&E for 8 hours last night, from like 4 till gone midnight, and I still didn't get seen. I got seen. I had my bloods done, and I had my heart rate and stuff done. They said my heart rate was ridiculously high. So I'll post a little video here of what they were. I can't even think straight, to be honest. Like, everything is just so much of a blur, as I said. But so the same day as I got this test, I started bleeding, and I didn't really think anything of it. There wasn't a lot, and it was brown, and I'd read that implantation bleeding is that colour, and it's very normal to bleed a little bit. Anyway, I went to bed, I woke up, there was quite a lot of blood, like a normal period, if you want to say that. And then I started getting, well, I got a big blood clot, and So obviously my first reaction is that I am having a miscarriage. Because I've had all these positive tests. Now, rewind a couple of days before that, I had my faint lines. And then a couple of days ago, I done one and there was nothing at all. And I was like, what is going on? Then I done this one and it was much brighter and clearer than every single other test I've done. Then I started bleeding. So within the 8 hours that I was sat in A&E, I'd only had my bloods done. That was about 2 hours waiting in A&E that I had that done. Then they said that I had to wait for my bloods to come back. He said, I've done it as urgent, so you will have it back within 1 hour. So that would have been 3 hours of us waiting. They said as soon as they've got my bloods, they're going to get someone to come and get me and take me down to gynecology ward. It got to 6 hours in and I was obviously really stressed. I didn't know whether I had a baby or not. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was in absolute agony. Like, I was in so much pain. I was so concerned. I'd been sat there for 6 hours. Like, imagine sitting there for 6 hours wondering if you actually have a baby or not. It was awful, absolutely awful. So I was tearing up. I was so tired. I'd been sat there for 6 hours long. And all I'd had done is a blood test and checked my heart rate. So I went to the front desk and I just said, look, I have been here for 6 hours now. Have you got an update for me? And she was like, oh, we're still waiting on your bloods. I knew that wasn't the case because I'm signed up to this thing basically where it updates all of my medical records and things, and I'd had an email 2 hours before that saying that my bloods were on there. Now obviously I don't know what I'm talking about in terms of the blood results and stuff. I don't know what they mean. So I basically told her that. I said, I know they were done 2 hours ago because I can see on my records. And she was like, oh, let me go and speak to someone. So she was gone for about 15 minutes. Comes back. And then she says, okay, well, somebody is going to come and get you from gynecology in... Well, she didn't actually give me a time. So I asked, I was like, how long is that going to be? And she said, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the maximum. An hour went by, still no one. The receptionist lady then come out an hour after and come to get me to go and do my heart rate and stuff again. I don't know why again, but we did. Then she took me down to gynecology. And one of the, I don't know what she is, nurses, one of the nurses basically took like my heart rate and stuff again, even though I'd literally just done it 2 minutes before I got there. And I had to go and do a urine sample. She done a pregnancy test and she said that it was negative. Now I had explained to her that my pregnancy tests were not positive on the normal ones because I would have only been 2 weeks pregnant. They are only coming up on just the early detection ones. My blood work didn't suggest anything wrong, so that left me feeling like, well, a bit upset really, because I'm confusing, because it's like, well, I've got all these positive tests at home. I could feel something going on with my body. You know your body, you know what what feels normal. And I felt something happening, and all of my tests were coming up positive, so I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. Anyway, she said I had a lot of blood in my urine, just where I had been bleeding, and that could interfere with the levels, basically. They also done it at midnight, so obviously bearing in mind I've been doing it in the morning because that's when your levels are strongest and would more than likely pick up a positive result, not at midnight when you've been urinating all day. So I was waiting and waiting to see a doctor, basically. So the woman went to go and get the doctor, the lady that had just done my heart rate and done the pregnancy test, so that the doctor could examine me. Now, so she went off, and we sat there for about half an hour and they hadn't come back, and I was just like, what on earth? It's literally 11 o'clock at night and I want to go home. Like, I've honestly had enough at this point. I just wanted to go and get in bed. And yeah, so we was waiting for half an hour and they hadn't come, and I went over to the front desk because there were some other people in there working, and I said, look, I really want to go home. I have been here for 8 hours. They looked really shocked, and then one of the ladies was like, yeah, that's because you're using A&E, isn't it? I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, can you hold on, because like we really think that you should see a doctor so that they can check you out. They said 5 minutes, just wait 5 minutes so that we can try and buzz her again. Was waiting for another 30 minutes. No one had come to update me from the front desk. The lady hadn't come back, the doctor wasn't there, and I had literally fallen asleep on a chair with my head on a table because I was so tired. I hadn't been offered any sort of bed to lay on whilst everybody was, I don't know, doing whatever they were doing. So I fell asleep with my head on a table, and I woke up and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't blame any of them at all, because, you know, things happen in the hospital. Mine wasn't as important as an emergency, and obviously I know that delays can happen. I don't blame any of the staff at all. It's not their fault. But obviously I was so tired, I was in so much pain, I'd had enough and I wanted to go. So I said, look, I'm gonna go now. Anyway, they wanted to try one last time to try and buzz to her. Didn't get anything back. And yeah, they just kept trying to drag it out to keep me there, but the doctor never turned up. They said that maybe they got called into an emergency or something like that. So yeah, it was like gone midnight at this point, and they made me sign a discharge myself letter to say that if anything basically happens when I go home, like, it's my responsibility. I've come home, I've passed some really big blood clots, like quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I know this is quite graphic, but obviously I have said throughout this whole journey that I'm gonna be real with you, and this is real life. Like, this is what happens. I have spoken to multiple people that have had miscarriages, and they have seen the blood clots, and they have said that it is exactly the same or very similar to what they have been through. So I am 95% sure I'm going through a miscarriage right now. It's very difficult. Obviously they can't pick it up on a scan because it is so early. and their test didn't pick it up. But obviously all of my early detection ones have. I've literally got the proof right here. And now all I know is there's no lines coming up on the tests, and I'm bleeding a lot, and I'm so tired. I'm absolutely devastated, to be honest with you. Just the feeling of thinking you've got a baby in there that's gonna grow to then nothing. The thing that I am finding really hard is I have literally dreamed for the last 4 years of seeing 2 lines, and this is not the feeling that I had always dreamed of. This is not the experience that I wanted. I thought that when I saw 2 lines I'd be absolutely overjoyed, and it would have been a moment of finally, like, I really do deserve this, and I can't believe that this has happened to me. But it's the complete opposite. Like, the feeling of looking at this with 2 lines, knowing that there's not a baby, is honestly killing me. My partner is also finding it really difficult. So I might try and get him on camera to talk about how he's feeling, just from that side of things, because there may be partners on the other side of this that are watching this video or trying to look for videos to help them so that they don't feel alone. So I think it's important to include him in that as well. But yeah, guys, so it was leading to a pregnancy by the looks of things, but it hasn't worked out. I don't know really where I stand with my Clomid now. I did ring the early pregnancy unit and explained what I'm going through, and they did advise that if I had any doubts of pregnancy, then I shouldn't start it this cycle. But yeah, I think I just need to leave my body to do its own thing for this month, and I'll have to jump back onto Clomid again the following month when I start my period. So yeah, I'm sorry that it's not the news that you may have been hoping to see, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen to you at all. Like, at all. Please don't worry about it potentially happening to you. Everybody's bodies are different. They cope in different ways. Different things happen. And it doesn't mean that this will happen to me again. I could get pregnant next month and it could be absolutely fine. So, but yeah, I just want to obviously show all the realness, all the grittiness, and it's not nice to film, it's not nice to watch, but it is real, and I want to be honest with all of you throughout this whole fertility journey and just show the realness of it. So yeah, I will update you with the next steps on what I'm going to be doing and things like that. But thank you for watching. Thank you so much for going through this journey with me. Please like this video. Please comment below if you have any questions or if you are going through something similar to this. And hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye.
Everyone, how you doing? I hope that you are okay. So Danielle's asked me to jump on to her video and just to give my account of things, sort of let you guys know how I'm feeling, because I haven't heard really personally a lot of men talk about their feelings in this type of scenario, in this situation. And I think thinking and talking is exactly what we need to be doing. How do I feel? I think that the best way to describe how I feel is helpless. It's complete helplessness. Like, I want to be able to take away the pain that Danielle is going through physically, not only emotionally but physically, and I can't and I couldn't do that. I wanted for everything to be okay and to try and find a way to make it okay, but I couldn't do it. I just had to sit there and just watch everything happen. And it got really scary for me, I think, without even realizing how scary it got. It did get scary. I think in the moment, being somebody, in the moment, it was for me a case of just trying to stay calm, just trying to make sure Danielle stays calm, making sure I can get to the hospital as soon as I could, making sure that, just doing everything, making sure that everything is, just making sure that everything is as well as could be at the time, and just trying to bring a bit of peace for Danielle, because I knew that if I started reacting, she may start reacting in a bad way. So that was all I could do, was just keep calm and give her cuddles and drive her to the hospital and back. But it makes you feel so useless, you know. I think as well, what made it more difficult for me is that it didn't really sink in at the time what was going on. It was like my brain had barely catched up even with the idea of contemplating that Danielle could be pregnant. And now we're in a position where Danielle is no longer pregnant. And so that's tough, because you sit there and think, what could have been, you know? You sit there and think, 9 months' time, lives could have been completely different. And I think that this experience, it has changed. It's certainly changed my life. It really has. I think that it's made me a stronger person. I don't know about a more understanding person, because it's made me angry, I think. I don't think I know. It has made me angry, and it's made me angry because I sort of sit there and think, there are people out there who do not want their children, you know. There are people out there who abuse their children. So why do they get to have children when we don't? Because we're not going to be them type of people. So yeah, there's a lot of different emotions. And I don't really know how to digest that or how to maneuver around these emotions. It's very strange. It's very strange. Very strange indeed. We just gotta keep on going though, I suppose, and that's what I'm trying to hold on to at the moment, is the fact that this is the first month of treatment, and we didn't even know if it was going to work. But clearly it is helping Danielle's body to be in the right direction, to start working as it should do on a monthly basis. So I think it's about now knowing that her body can, fertilize, and she can become pregnant. Like, there's still more to come. There's always other chances. We just got to keep on keeping up with the treatment, doing as the doctor said, trying to be as healthy as we can, and doing everything we can to optimize our chances of having a child. Because now we know it's possible. I think it doesn't take away from anything we've gone through, but it's a way in which, for me, I think we can start looking toward the future and being able to find a way to move on. But it is difficult. It is difficult. And I don't think a lot of the time people quite understand, necessarily from the male's perspective, what it feels like to be helpless in that sense. To be completely and utterly helpless. It's not a nice feeling. It's not nice. It's not nice. The day when Danielle called me up to first tell me about it, I was at work. And I was so angry at work. It was just like, oh, I just really want to just go and beat the person who's done this to her. But no one did anything to her. And that's what made it, I think, in some ways, a bit of a tougher pill to swallow. And I wanted to. I ran out. I left work early, and I pretty much ran out of work, beelined it out of work, and got home as soon as I could. I've never walked so quick in my life. And yeah, I just come back and just held her. But on the way here, I was crying. I did cry because it hurt. It hurt hearing the way in which Danielle was over the phone. It hurt just knowing that we've got no baby. It hurt a lot. But there is a way forward. There is, time for us. Thankfully, we do have time on our side, so now it's a matter of just trying again, right? And I think just knowing that next time she does fall pregnant, what to sort of expect. Hopefully we never have to go through this again. Please, Lord, hopefully we never have to go through this again. Anyway, thank you for listening today. I'm not sure if what I even made any sense, if I even actually really got across what it was that I was trying to say here. But yeah, peace.